Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Business Banger Spotlight Show with your girl, Lady J, right here on JQLM Radio, a division of Ego Entertainment Network. And of course, I have another amazing guest for you all this evening and a very good topic today. But before I get into that, of course, we must get the formalities out of the way. So, with that being said, if this is your first time tuning in to the Business Banger Spotlight Show or JQLM Radio, and you would like to share with your family, friends, and followers on all the different ways that they can tune in, be sure to tell them to download the JQLM Radio app on their Apple or Android devices. You can also listen live 24/7, 365 via Amazon Alexa, TuneIn app, Stream a Simple Radio app, and a host of other platforms, of which can be found on our website, where you can also listen live at egoentertainmentnet.com. Also, don't forget to follow, like, and share us on social media. We do follow back. Follow JQLM Radio at JQLM Radio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also follow Ego Entertainment Network at EgoEntNet. That's EgoEntNet. And don't forget to connect with us on LinkedIn as well at Ego Entertainment Network. And last but not least, if you would like to connect with myself, Lady J, please connect with me on Facebook at Lady J Brand. You can connect with me on Instagram at ladyj.co, on Twitter at JQ_1. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not really on Twitter like that. I'm trying to do better. So y'all, listen, y'all just bear with me, okay? But if you follow me there, I promise you I'll follow you back. That's JAQU_ and the number 1. Connect with me on LinkedIn at Lady J. Also, if you would like to connect with Business Bangers, you can connect with Business Bangers on Instagram and Facebook at Business Bangers. And don't forget to visit the website and subscribe at businessbangerscenters.com to find out all of the different services and products that we offer for you and your brand. Also, if you would like to know more about me, Lady J, and everything that I do and everything that is offered, then you can connect with me at ladyj.co. That's LADYJ.co. Now, oh, that was a mouthful. Of course, as always. But with that being said, today's guest is none other than Dejah Monae. So let me tell y'all a little bit about her real quick before I bring her on. So she is a singer, a model, an entrepreneur, and she has a passion for those who have gone through or are going through domestic violence. So you all know, some of you all know a little bit about my story. So you know that I am extremely passionate about domestic violence myself. So I am excited to introduce to you all Dejah Monae. We're going to have a good conversation about just a little bit about everything that she does, but especially about her passion. So let's bring her on. Dejah Monae, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you for being a guest. So real quick, before we get into it, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your background, where you grew up, what you like to do in your spare time?
I am Dejah Monae, guys. I'm from DC, born and raised in the DMV area. I currently reside in Atlanta. Don't really like it, trying to find somewhere else to go. A little bit about me. As she said, I do everything under the sun that I put my mind to. I do music, model, I'm a hairstylist, personal trainer. I just do everything that I love. You know, you never limit yourself to one thing. Um, a lot of my desires that I like to do in my spare time, I like to horseback ride and read. be informed about things. I love helping people. So anything that I can do to help someone, I'm all for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, you sound like you sound like the same type of person that people would label me as, like a Jill of all trades.
Mm,
So,
exactly.
but I absolutely love it because a lot of people like to keep you in a box, and some of us God just blessed with, a few more talents and gifts than others,
Right.
which is okay. So we got to get it in, all of it.
Exactly. We got to do everything we feel in our heart.
That's right. So, let's start out with one of your greatest passions, which is singing. You grew up like most singers, growing up in the church, singing in church. So, tell us a little bit about how that impacted your passion to want to become an artist.
It wasn't really just the church. I'm gonna be honest with you. I
Okay.
wanted to become an artist because my mom would literally play music all day in the house.
Hmm.
My mom is tone deaf. She wouldn't say she is, but she's tone deaf. And she would sing loudly all of these songs, and it just really made me want to be able to sing.
Hmm.
Being in a choir, it just helped me vocally, like build my voice muscles
Hmm.
and things of that nature. It helped me learn a little bit of fundamentals about music and music theory, but I was really just inspired by R&B and jazz as a whole.
Hmm. So, tell me, what were some of the R&B and jazz artists that influenced you the most?
Mm, India,
Oh, yes.
Ari,
Yes.
Erica. I
Mhm.
love Faith Evans.
Mhm.
Let's get into the males. I like, love T-Pain. I love
Mhm.
Jodeci. I love, 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 love Kim. I can listen to him
Mhm.
all day. Usher, just a lot of that R&B feel, honestly, like that old school R&B love. It's
Awesome.
really what rooted, yeah.
So, I will say everybody that you mentioned, I think were second influences. I don't know for me. I come from a very musical family. My mother was a professional singer, and I've been singing my entire life. So I totally
Yeah?
agree with you. Oh yeah. Um, I think that Kim, though, for me, I don't care too much for him, just because to me he can only sing three notes, and it's
You think so?
yes.
Well, he's only shown 3 notes, but, like, hearing his voice and hearing his capability of what he can do,
Hmm.
I know he's able to, but you know when that artist, well, especially back in the day and how they structured the industry, how
Hmm.
they had to find "they sound," quote, unquote.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So he
and
can
stick with
only
that.
stick to,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
really feel like he can range more.
Yeah, I think he can too. And I'm like, why are you limiting yourself? Like, but then again, when you find that niche, you just run with it.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I think everybody that you mentioned are definitely big influences in those genres in the music
yeah,
industry. So I can see how that is, because I have heard your song, so I can see how those people have kind of shaped or influenced um your craft.
okay.
So, now let's move into the modeling. So, tell me, how did you get into modeling?
Hmm. I've been modeling since I can remember. Um, I'm not sure what it is that got me into it, but I've always loved it. I love pictures. I like walking. I like being the spotlight, the one
Mhm,
that's everyone's eyes on. I always loved it. I love dressing up. I love makeup. I loved it. So it was just something I gravitated to very easily. Hair, makeup, and music has always been like something that stuck with me since a little girl. My mom took me to do a Pops commercial when I was very young, very, very young. The little Pop cereal commercial.
mhm,
And being a little girl and acting scared or whatever, my mom just really wasn't
mhm,
full in.
mhm,
Like I wish she would have been because she felt like I wasn't going to do everything to my full potential because of how scared I was. So
mhm,
after that, like my modeling really was just what I could do for myself. But I've done a lot. I've done pretty good. I've been a modeling coach at Charm School. back in Maryland. I've done so many shows from Fashion Week to modeling with Old Navy and Taylor. I've done a lot, honestly, from
Mhm.
high fashion to editorial to urban.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell me, what would you say out of all of the projects that you've done as far as modeling is concerned, what has been your, I say, your greatest accomplishment in that and your most favorite?
Greatest accomplishment? See, now that's a hard question because when you say accomplishments, I really don't feel like I don't really enjoy my accomplishments or have time to sit and take it in or whatever. So
Mhm.
I really haven't paid attention to my accomplishments in anything that I've necessarily done because of the person that I am. I always feel like it's better out there for me or I can do more.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't have a biggest accomplishment. My most favorite thing in modeling is actually runway walk. I don't have a favorite show that I've done,
Mhm.
but just being in that atmosphere and changing clothes to get back on the stage to walk, like I love walking. So,
Okay. Um you're gonna have to work on celebrating yourself.
yeah, I
Every
know.
you know what I'm saying, every goal that you meet, every time you set a goal and you meet that goal, you know what I'm saying, every time you uh get a recognition or accomplish something that you've set your eyes, girl, you better learn how to celebrate yourself a little bit.
And that's been my goal for this year. I told myself at the beginning of this year, it don't matter if it's a small goal. If I have a goal for my body or just eating something and I do it, I'm going to celebrate it because I need
Mhm.
to get used to it.
Right, right. And I'm just so you know, I'm not just telling you, I'm talking to myself too. So,
Yeah.
so I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we move into the next thing that we're going to be talking about, I want to real quick take a moment to hone in on what our topic is today. Something to say. Um, so I know that with your passion for domestic violence and awareness and through your music and and all of the different things that you do, there's a message that you are wanting to portray. And like most people, when they start a business or a brand or they write music or whatever the case may be, they have something to say. And so tell me, in regards to you, what is the message that you hope to convey to your audience when you are doing the things that you love to do?
Um, my most important message is to always be you and to live in like your fullest potential, like tap into that energy of because you remember like when we was children,
Mhm,
and we had all the goals and aspirations in the world. We
mhm,
was dreaming big. I want people to hold on to that and just to use love through everything. Like it don't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter if you do it for 10 days or 10 years. Just as long as you're fully in it and you loving it while you're doing it and you're not doing it for anyone else but yourself. That's really my overall message because that's my life and that's what I do every single day. No matter what it is, I'm doing it because Deja wants to, and it's something that I love to do, not necessarily looking to receive something back from anyone else. I'm just doing it for my sanity.
awesome, awesome. So we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to continue the conversation with Dejah Monae right here on the Business Banger Spotlight with your girl, Lady J, right here on JQLM Radio. So stick and stay. We will be right back. Join the JQLM Radio family today. Syndicate your show or come host and produce your own show on air, live, or pre recorded from anywhere in the world. That's not all. JQLM Radio also distributes your episodes to all major podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and more. Come join this full service and support platform. Get help with sponsorships. Built from our current listeners from all over the world in 45 countries and growing. Gain access to promotional materials and let JQLM Radio promote you too. And be a part of our live media coverage team that covers events and hosts red carpet activities with celebrities and more. For more information or to join now, visit www.egoentertainmentnet.com or email us at jqlmradio@gmail.com. JQLM Radio, real voices, raw entertainment, and relevant topics. Track, Funk by Arulo. Are you in need of a fresh perspective on relationships, wholeness, love, and transformation? Or are feeling consumed with hurts from the past and finding it difficult to overcome traumatic events? Well, contact licensed marriage and family therapist Sharon Mason of Love That Relationship. She can get you back on the road to building a healthy and loving relationship with yourself and others. Love That Relationship. If you're tired of hearing the same music and content every 5, 10, or 15 minutes on air, then check out JQLM Radio for the realest, rawest, and most relevant variety of music, talk shows, and more. Start your days with a little bit of gospel and gospel rap from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All of my life, I've never known you to fail. You deliver me. 'Cause all I seem to do is coming and breaking it down with that wiggity style, man. We really be living it out, don't miss it.
Then get into some hot R&B.
What you doing? Excited.
Some hip hop.
Falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my hand, oh quick run. I was packing on the pound, got my
time and I heard that
a little bit of pop, and some neo soul for the rest of the day. JQLM Radio, real, raw, and relevant.
holds my hand.
All right, and we are back. You have been tuned into the Business Banger Spotlight Show with your girl, Lady J, right here on JQLM Radio, a division of Ego Entertainment Network. And before the break, we were talking with Dejah Monae. For those of you who are just tuning in, she is a singer, model. She's a singer, model, and entrepreneur, and she loves to utilize all of her gifts and talents to, show people that they should continue being themselves, do what they love, so on and so forth. And she told us about, a little bit of her background, of how she got into music and modeling and all of the good things that she does. So before we continue the conversation and get into the second part of our conversation, it is now time for our Business Banger Tip of the Week, because as you all know, right here on the Business Banger Spotlight Show, Hump Day is Mondays as well. So today's Business Banger Tip is all about opportunity. Hey, it's Lady J. It's Hump Day, y'all. That means it's time for your Business Banger Tip of the Week. And this week's tip is all about opportunity. Though you may have many, please remember that every opportunity is not your opportunity. Be wise about who and what you say yes to and why. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Don't forget to follow me on social media and visit the Business Bangers website to stay updated on Business Bangers help shops and more. Make sure you tune in to the Business Banger Spotlight Show every Monday evening at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on JQLM Radio. Happy Hump Day, y'all. Business Bangers, stay ready. Keep banging in business. All right. So that was our business banger tip of the week, opportunity. So Deja, tell me, since we are talking about today's business banger tip is opportunity, tell me how you determine whether or not an opportunity that is brought to you is something for you or if it's not.
uh, Everything has to sound right. It has to feel right. I'm a big spiritual person, so if I don't feel right spiritually, for one, it's not happening.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm with you on that. So am I.
Yeah,
I'm even one that'll go as far as I might need a couple confirmations. I
yeah,
need to know what this is. Is it a yes or a no?
yeah.
So I totally get that. So um tell us a little bit about where your passion for domestic violence awareness comes from.
It's a bittersweet conversation. Um, just dealing with a lot of domestic violence my entire life,
Hmm.
and I went through a really bad situation after high school, thinking, I was going to be with someone, and they was just abusive. After that, um, I had no choice but to be put in a domestic violence home,
Hmm.
where I then met and grew a relationship with my now current godmother, which she owned the domestic violence center program.
Hmm.
Um, since then, I grew a love for wanting to do what I can to help people who are going through it, especially young females.
Hmm.
Um, I have a passion for families as well, but where my heart really is those young females, adolescent, teenager females, or even younger, because domestic violence can start at any age.
Hmm.
But that's where my love really came from after going through as much that I went through, and then having someone be there for me when I wanted to give up, you know,
Hmm.
really, really like struck a nerve for me. And I was like, wow, like when I get the chance to, I want to completely indulge myself into a domestic violence center. Well, an entire community is my goal. I want them to have housing, somewhere safe to travel to, so they can
Right.
get to work, go to the grocery store without feeling like, okay, I have to hurry up back to my house and feel safe.
Right.
My goal is to really build a community for these people to just get themselves back together so they can feel comfortable in
Mhm.
the world, in the real world.
Awesome. So, I know that whenever people are, advocating for things like domestic violence, it usually comes from a place of personal experience. And let me just say, I have to commend you for that. A lot of people are not open to talking about that, or they haven't gotten to a place where they are comfortable with that. I know me, I've been dealing with domestic violence my entire life as well. I grew up in a home of domestic violence as well. So
Right.
a lot of times we look at it from a victim's point of view, but we forget that children experience that as well. From, like I said, you could have parents that are domestic violence, and that's all you saw, or you do have teenagers that experience that too, because they're entering into adult relationships that they really have no they're not emotionally and mentally mature enough to navigate relationships in that way. And having conflict resolution uh tools, I'm saying, the resources, and knowing how to maneuver that, it's not something that they're mature enough to do. And so aside from seeing it or being taught that, and that just kind of heightens the situation. So I do have to commend you for um this being something that you are very passionate about, and wanting to create an actual community for people to come to, I'm saying, that is safe enough for them.
Yes.
So tell me, are you uh a part of any organizations, or have you become an advocate or ambassador for any specific type of organization that provides those services to those people?
I'm not a part of any organizations, but I do give back to quite a few.
Mhm.
I do what I can to help. And I just also know a lot of people that's like personally going through things that's
Mhm.
not in an organization, and I do my best to do what I can or give what I can in those situations.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, and tell me, how are you using your own story or your own experience to impact the community or to bring awareness to domestic violence?
I'm actually not. I'm not using my story. I haven't really spoke on my story
Mhm.
before. I don't
Is
use it. I don't
is that
use it. I just
something is
it's
it
just
something
something that
Go ahead.
I don't use my story to advocate for myself. I just advocate for myself by doing for others and doing what I can. I don't necessarily have to speak on my story to understand or know and
Mhm.
to make a change in somebody else's life, you know?
Okay. Um, so with your music, does your music relay any type of message um concerning that, like helping women to understand, how valuable they are, that they're worth more, that they deserve better and things of that sort?
Yes, I have plenty of songs like actually discussing my story because I've never opened up my story to anybody. I
Mhm.
feel like it's best for me to tell it myself
Mhm.
and through my music, of course. So I have a lot of records that are actually coming out this year
Mhm.
that speaks more of my story because I love to create music for people to feel, but I also want people to know who I am. And I feel
Mhm.
like the best way I'm going to be able to do that is through my music because I'm doing so much. People don't really understand me or necessarily who I am. They just feel like, oh, she might be all over the place or she's really just a jack of all trades. She can get
Mhm.
everything done. So it's really two ways that people look
Mhm.
at me.
Mhm.
But I really feel like with my music and me telling my story, whether it's domestic violence or any other thing that I've been through, I
Mhm.
really feel like it's going to help. And
Mhm.
it's going to get some understanding,
Mhm.
not even just to females, but to the men out here too, and
Right.
to the abusers.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, what is next, or what's coming up for Deja Monet?
Um, I wish I can speak on some of these things, but I have a lot of good things coming that I cannot speak on. But when I say good, I mean exceeding good, like exceeding great things coming this year. I will tell you that I have an album dropping in April. I finally know the month and
Mhm.
I know the day, but I don't want to give out the day yet. But
Okay.
it's going to be April of this year.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and I
Awesome.
have a fitness line
Okay.
that I'm going to push. I'm going to push for my projected date for it to be launched, which is December of this year.
Mhm.
But I'm not sure if you know how the fashion industry works with
Mhm.
manufacturers and mass production. It takes a while,
Yeah.
trying to get everything according to your liking and your standards. So
Mhm.
hopefully we can get it out this year, but if not, it will be early of next year.
Mhm.
So look out for that as well.
Awesome. Do you know the name of the line? The name that's gonna be? So
Yes, I can't give it
oh, you
out.
can't give it out yet? Okay.
No.
So y'all just stay tuned, because
Yes.
hopefully when I get the information, I'll share it with everybody.
Yeah. Once I get my trademarking papers back, I will be glad to give you the name.
Awesome. So tell me, if you could leave um a word of, let's say, encouragement for listeners, anything that you want to say, anything that you think is important, what would that be?
Follow your heart, follow your desires, follow your mind, and just use love through what you do. As long as you keep your intentions good, then good will come to you, no matter the situation or circumstance.
I like that. You know, that's karma, right? Whatever you put out is what you get back.
Karma.
So,
And you
um,
would rather be on the good side of it than the bad.
oh yes, oh yes, you will reap what you sow, good or bad.
Exactly.
Uh, um, so tell everybody, how can they support you? How can they get your music and things of that sort? And then how can they connect with you?
Okay. To make everything simple, I have everything in all one location because I do everything. You can all go to my website, dejahmonae.com. It has my music, my modeling, hair, my products, skincare products, everything is just all there for you.
Oh wait, girl, you got skincare products? We could have been talking about that too. Uh,
Yes.
what's the product line called?
It's just one product. It's healing oil, and you use it for your hair, skin, and nails.
Okay.
It cures alopecia. It cures stretch marks, dark spots, grows beards, grows eyebrows. It does the woodworks. It's called Healing Oil by
Oh, I
Dejah
like that.
Monae.
Okay, and we can find that on your website.
Yes, and it's all natural, made here in the US. It's not shipped over seas or anything. It's all natural products being used for my oil.
Awesome, awesome. And so they can connect with you through your social media and stuff on your website too, as well.
Yes, everything is all on my website.
All right. So, well, Dejah, I want to thank you for being my guest on today. It was a pleasure speaking with you and getting to know more about you and what you do.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you as well.
Everybody, so listen, we have come down to the end of our show. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight again for another episode of the Business Banger Spotlight right here on JQLM Radio, a division of Ego Entertainment Network. And be sure to tune in again next week on Monday at 7:15 p.m. As you all know, the seasons are now split into two. So the end of the first part of this season will end towards the middle of March and pick back up at the end of August. So we still have a few more shows to get in before the part one of the season ends. But I'm glad that we got Dejah Monae in on part one of this season. So again, don't forget to tune in next Monday, and coming up tomorrow on JQLM Radio, make sure you tune in to the Fat Girl Chronicles with your girl Leo Rochelle, the Mouth, and Trosh. All right. So again, remember, guys, business bangers stay ready. So keep banging in business. This is your girl, Lady J, and I am signing off.